Hello, everybody. We are live on the Lamley YouTube channel. We're going to try this. We've done this once before. We're going to do it again. This time focusing on Matchbox. So I'm going to try and look at whatever you guys are talking about, what you guys want to see. Obviously, I don't have everything, not even remotely close to everything, but I've got my camera kind of set up so we can do, I've shown you this before. Hot Wheels is up here and then kind of even above that. And then I have Matchbox kind of across from over here all the way to over here. And we can just walk through what we're going to see. I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to show you during the week, some new product and stuff. But I even put our little turntable here out there so we can even look at that as we go. So I am seeing... like we're just a minute in. I'm already seeing the Alfa Romeo Giulias. We can definitely do that. There's two Giulias, right? There's the old one and the new one. So let me, let's start with that, right? I think that's a great place to start. So of course I have to get way over here to get them. So I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. One thing is that with the closet, you have to work in a tight space. So there's Audi. So the Alfa Romeos are right over here. So let's go through the Alfa Romeos and then we can go from there. We can kind of see what else we want. So we've got, let's see. I've got them right here. We'll walk through. I'm putting them over to the side here. In fact, let's do, see, this is where I have a hard time. Hold on. Totally playing by ear right here. So I'm going to try and keep it so we can keep the turntable in there. Throwing some cases down. Boom. How about that? So let's do kind of this way. And there's a glare. Oh, even my windows are open. I'll close those too. See how well prepared I am? But it's Sunday. We can hang out. We can do whatever we want. I'm also gonna, because we're doing the Alfa Romeo, I've got a cool one to show you. Let's see if I've got it. Yep, I do. So, Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint. We'll start with that one. This is a classic casting. And I'll put it like this. And it was released, I think, in 2007. So we'll walk through, and I actually have a couple of real special ones too. We'll start with this one. So this is, I'm already seeing Vicente. Where can I buy these? These cases, so you know, and I'll say this right now, and I'm not going to answer this again. So you guys who see someone asking, because they will later, it's called a Creative Options Thread Organizer. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Joann. If you're not in the United States, I don't know exactly where you can get them, but that's what I do. All right. So this is the Gathering of Friends model from 2007. Gathering of Friends is the Matchbox convention. You can see this one is the 5th. I'm trying to keep it in focus here. 55th anniversary of Matchbox. This one's in a copper color, and I think I've talked about this model before. It's got an interesting story because this particular Giulia Sprint GTA, I'll put it right here, make sure it doesn't fall. Oh, it's going to fall. There we go. The Sprint GTA. Oh, yeah, look at that. We don't want that to happen. See? There we go. Next time, maybe I'll flatten this out a little bit. I'm going to, like, hold my hand out in case it rolls. Let's just hold it out. Screw that. So now, yeah, you know what? That didn't work, so let's just look at it this way. So there it is. So Alfa Romeo actually preferred that this be done in the colors that the car was actually released. So the colors that this was actually released in are just, and I've talked about this a few times, were just red and white. And that actually decision was made after they made that special Gathering of Friends model. So that was an exclusive. There's only about 125 of those, I believe, something like that. And it's, I'm going to focus this. So that was that, and right about the same time, the first release was released in red, which you see an Alfa Romeo Giulia, you think of it in terms of this color. It's a real common color in red. This has the chrome interior because that way they could do the brake and have the bumpers on the front and the back. And to be perfectly honest, I'm totally fine with that. For a $1 model to have those kind of bumpers on it, looks pretty cool. So this one was the first release in 2007. In red, and then they recolored it in, whoa, almost dropped it, in plain white. We're going to try and get some, there we go. So they recolored it in plain white. So it's got, I don't know what the code is on there, but it's an absolutely beautiful model. Can you see it's just got that perfect silhouette of those tiny little Alfa Romeos. So this is where it gets interesting. So at the time when it was originally approved by Alfa Romeo, and we talked yesterday about licensing and how weird it can be and how difficult it can be for these die-cast manufacturers to work through it, they did a third color. This was a 10-pack exclusive in 2007. And they said, well, we're going to do a third color. And actually, Alfa Romeo said, actually just do red. So they got away with doing this kind of metal flake red color. I don't know what you'd call it. So it's different, obviously. Same year of release, but obviously a little bit different between the two, right? Different shade of red. Well, during that time, this one got approved by Alfa Romeo, but then they said, you know what? We actually would prefer that these only be released in red and white. And Matchbox said, yeah, but we created for the next year in 2008 a green version. And they said it's all ready to go. It's got the new license plate on and everything else. And Alfa Romeo said, no, you can't do it. Just red or white. And they said, yeah, but the green one's done. And they said, nope. They only had a couple of prototypes. They said, nope, you're not going to do it. This particular green version is a special one. Obviously, I got this one. It was never produced. And I was able to acquire this one. I'm not going to say how I did it. It wasn't illegally, but I just... I'll just keep it. This was essentially kind of a gift. It was made available and I took it. So this one was the green version that never was made because Alfa Romeo said no to the green Alfa Romeo, right? So if someone's asking how much it's worth, I have no idea. I know that Matchbox has one back at their studio at Mattel, but I was able to acquire this one. There's another one that I was able to acquire too. So anyway, so they said, yeah, no, it just can be white. So Matchbox said, well, we'll do this. We'll do white then, but we'll make it slightly different than the previous year's white version. We'll do it kind of in a pearlescent white. And Alfa Romeo said, actually, no. But Matchbox had already released some of these. So the first early versions of the 2008 Alfa Romeo Sprint, Giulia Sprint, came in this pearl white, but Alfa Romeo said nope. So they had to change it. You can know this by the license plates are the same. They had to change it back to the plain white. So the pearl white's the early variation. Some collectors were able to find it. I was able to find it. But then it was changed mid-run into the plain white. So so you can tell the whites differently. So the first white version has the Alfa logo with the triangle plus the 715 1L61 code. The second version has just the Alfa Clover with the MBX 715, which is the man number. So that's how you know the two. Of course, if you see one listed or you see one for sale that's the pearl white, you want to grab that for sure, right? So red, white, green one was canned, white one, pearl white made it out, plain white. Then they were doing this Best of International, which is kind of like a mid-premium back in, I think, about 2010. And Matchbox said, well, we'll put different wheels on it and we'll do a pearl white for the premium. And Alfa Romeo said, no, you got to do it in plain white. So you can imagine the frustration on Matchbox this time. So this, when I was able to acquire this green one, I also acquired this pearl one. This one was also never released. And you know that it's more premium because you can see the interior is black. They actually colored the interior, but still had the chrome bumpers. So I was able to acquire these two together with the disc wheels, but Alfa Romeo said, no, we want those tri-spoke wheels. So then they had to go ahead and switch it. Let's see if this one's the same. Yeah. Back to pearl white. This one was never released, so they had to go pearl white with the tri-spoke wheels. You can see this one has just slightly has the black interior and just the one additional clover on the side. And then you can tell that this is that Best of International release based on the license plate and the clover on the back. So never released, released, and that's it. I mean, you look at now, you had different versions released just in plain white. 1, 2, and then 3. And Matchbox, their hands were completely tied in doing it. They couldn't do red or white. So finally they were able to get Alfa Romeo for the super fast version to agree to at least change the wheels. They added more detailing. See, they added the silver on the door. They added a little bit more detailed logo. And then they were able to add the disc wheels, the hubcap wheels. And there's the back. So this one was able to get. So now we had 1, 2, 3 reds, 3 whites. And then someone just said, I don't know why, what was the comment? Surprised Mattel didn't tell them to get stuffed. We won't bother to support you. They kind of did. And they stopped producing it after Superfast, and they've done one other one, which is this release. This was another best of kind of premium. They added the premium wheels on this one, which is in the white color. Of course, it had to be red or white. And yeah, Best of the World, I think is what this series was called. And so they did this one with the 2-piece wheels, chrome interior though. And that's it. I don't know if we'll ever see that casting again. This one was a surprise because they had stopped for so many years to do it. But they were able to get that one done. But yeah, only red or white. And so yeah, someone said, is that green one rare? Yeah, I think there's only maybe 3 or 4 out in existence. I don't know if there's any out in the outside of what they have over at Matchbox. So yeah, so that's the Alfa Romeo. Of course, there's the other Giulia, the newer Giulia, that was released this year, and I think I've got one. Let's see, where is it? In the new models, right? Let's see, where are the new models? No. Looking for it here. I think I've got them. Oh, I've got them behind me, I think. So there's this Alfa Romeo, the new Giulia that Matchbox did, right? So I could put that right there, but I have them all with my new models. And of course, there's actually 2 other versions. There's this one, the Toy Fair version, which has the Hot Wheels Real Riders on it for 2020. So this one actually is not a bad price. You can get this one on eBay at a fairly decent price. The one that you can't find, I'm going to put that, I don't know where, right here. This one does pop up on eBay occasionally, but I've seen it for a pretty expensive price. But this was an employee version, like a holiday exclusively for the Mattel Vehicles team. And this one was given to me as a gift. So it's a special holiday issue of the Alfa Romeo with the snow on it, which is kind of cool. So that one's neat. So there's 3 versions of that. So that's the Alfa Romeo Giulia. That's a walkthrough of the old and the new versions of the Alfa Romeo, which are kind of cool. So, all right, I've seen some other requests. I see the Audi RS6 Avant. I think we just walked through that one recently, didn't we? What else? Dave designed it. That's cool. Let's go ahead and we'll close this one up. You want to walk through that? I mean, we can do the Audi RS6 Avant right here. I'll go fairly quickly because I've already done this one. I feel like I've done it real recently. So, I mean, I'll just point to them real quick. I'll pull out a couple because it goes to this blue one right here, right? So, first edition, 2006. In fact, I think we're going to be talking about this one very soon on Instagram. That's a little tease for you. Recolor, whatever. If this one was the I think the second year release, and then there was also this one. They look essentially the same, but if there's a dinky on the bottom, this was the Stars of Cars. That was a European only exclusive. Then we had the Superfast with the Superfast wheels, and then the Superfast variation with the 10-spoke wheels. This was I think a 10-pack version. This was a 5-pack version. This was another 10-pack version. This one's a real tough one to find. And then 5-pack version. Basic release from like 2000, maybe 11 or 12. Another basic release. Another basic release. And then we've had, and then a kind of a gap, and then we've had the two recent, this white one, which I just love, which was, yes, it was marked as like, what, a 2002 RS4 or something like that. And that was Audi that wanted it. And Matchbox said, it's not correct. This is a 1994, which one? Or maybe this was a 94. This was the 2004 RS6, and they said, no, call it the 94 RS2 or something like that. I can't remember. And Matchbox said, but that's not correct. And Audi said, do it anyway. So they did. But at least we got the model. We all know what it is. And then this was the recent release in blue, right? So, so that's kind of cool. So that's the RS6. I know that's real quick, but we'll probably be seeing that model very soon. All right, what else? We're going to stay stuck. We're going to stay in a Matchbox. So I've seen a couple people ask about Hot Wheels. We're just going to do Matchbox today because I have some cool Matchbox to do. Show us some more rally cars. Well, there are some Matchbox, but I can, let's see, Toyota, Camaros, BMWs, R8. We're just going alphabetical if you guys want to go to the R8, right? We've had some recent releases of the R8 as well. I think did I walk through the R8 at one point? I don't remember. Because we just had the, so you've got these 6, first release in gray. You've got the Superfast with the black blade, and then the black with the silver blade is cool. There's a 5-pack version, and then of course we've had some more recent releases right here. So white, blue was a 10-pack, 5-pack. No, that was a mainline release. What was the series called with that one? I don't remember. And then 5-pack, and then this recent mainline release, right? In the gray, which is really nice, which hit stores, I think, what, about a month or two ago before all the mayhem broke loose. So that one I got in my case. BMWs. Oh, Globe Travelers. You're right. Thanks, guys. I can't remember. I think Globe Travelers was correct. You guys know that one of the rarest models I have is right there, right in the middle of the screen. I think I've talked about it, but I'll talk about that another time. All right, BMW. I think we can do a BMW. Let's see. Oh, sorry for the glare. So there's some, why don't I do a different BMW? Because you got the M5, you got the 2002, which you guys have seen recent. The M5, which is also a fairly recent release. But let's do, I'm going to try and move over here without making a mess. Ow. All right. So we can do the X5. If you guys want to see the BMW X5, we've got the 1M, which is one of my favorites. right down there. You guys tell me. Z4 GT class. I mean, we can just walk through some of these BMWs if you guys want to. So I already showed you the M5. So these are some of the 3 Series, which are kind of older. I'm really hating the glare on this light, by the way. Just really hating it, and I apologize. So I don't have, there's so many of these, and I only have a few of them. But, well, look at the gap on that. See? If you don't think that the models are better made today than they used to be, look at that. You drive a train through that. Look at that. But this one I think was a mainline release, BMW 328i. Looks good when the wheels aren't hanging like that. See, it looks better when it's sitting there. These are the so there's the 2-door versions. There's the police version and the 4-door versions, the police version, and the 2-door. This is the 4-door. From the special BMW set that was released in the BMW dealer set. Here's a police version. I think this is from, I don't know if this one is from the, no, this is from a Stars of Cars. This one is from the BMW set, has the metal base. So that's a 2-door, which is a little different. Anyway, you can kind of see those. I can walk through them. There's even, they did some convertibles with opening doors. So that's a casting that'd be kind of fun to bring back, I think, if they wanted to. I don't know if they have the tool, though. I doubt they do. 1M. So there's been, this is the first release in orange, which I still just really, really dig. I have a prototype of this one, but I think it's tucked away in the back there, that I bought at auction, charity auction. This is the German model that comes in an acrylic case, but I've left this one loose. You can see it's kind of an homage to the CSL. And then these are all mainline releases, and then this last one was the best of the world release, which I thought, if you look at that, see how cool it is? It has the matte black and the gloss black. Has that on the hood too. Isn't that cool? So some people say the tires look a little too off-road. I get it, but I think they look cool anyway. And then the gold version, and then this is the most recent, the 10-pack release in gray. But that's a cool casting. Yeah, and then going down here, you guys can see, this is, what model is this one called? Z8, right? Really nice color on the Z8. And then Z4, I think. No, Z3. Check out the mirrors on that one. Nice and wide, and this one has opening doors as well. Cohen is asking, is it 1M? Yes, this car is officially the 1M. BMW at one point wanted to call it the M1, but the M1 was taken in the late 70s, right, in the early 80s with the race car, and so they actually had Matchbox call a couple of these the 1M. I think you can see it on the license. Where is it? Might be this one. Yeah, see. Well, no, M1. I'm getting confused. So 1M is the proper name, but they had one where they were trying to call it yeah, right here, the M1, and everyone's like, no, it's the 1M. But that, and they were like, Matchbox, you guys, you morons, it's the 1M. But actually, that was like the Audi. BMW asked Matchbox to call it the M1. No, that didn't take. That name didn't take at all. Yeah, see, and then they've changed it back to the 1M. So, kind of interesting stories there. Oh, this one goes down here. And then I have, see, I don't have all those, and I definitely don't have all of the X5s, but I have a few of the mainline X5s, and I really like the police versions and the ambulance versions. This is Stars of Cars. This is a variation. You can see the wheels and the paint deco is very different. And then they've released these recently, right? These down here. That was a 10-pack model. This one was a Lesney edition, so it had the metal base. And really cool deco on this one. They actually did the M5 police in the same deco. recently for one of their premium series. But the one that's different is there's only been one released that actually has opening doors right there. And you can see it's even got the door itself has like a lot of detail in it too. Try and keep that in focus. There we go. So there we go. Someone's asking about the Toyota Supra. I do not have any Matchbox Toyota Supras. So they did some several years ago, but I don't have any. Then there's the i3 and the i8, right? So I think we've only had 2 i3 releases, and then the i8 we've had 3. So BMW. All right. Lotus Exige. All right, let's see. I don't know if I don't have too many of the Lotus Exiges. I don't know if I might not even have any. Let's see. AJ's asking about the BMW Z4. I'll answer that later because we're doing Matchbox. And Porsches. I'm going to be doing some Porsche stuff, but let's see here. So there's my Lotus collection. Whoa, almost fell. So here's my Lotus collection. And here, I'm making a mess here. And the Exige exists, but I took it out of my actual collection. So I probably have some in storage that I'll eventually get rid of, but for now I don't. I just have the Europa. And then then I see it's all Range Rover, and then like Land Rover, Range Rover, and then the Lexus, which is a great model. Love to see that one come back now that Toyota's back. Yeah, I don't have any. And then this goes to Mazda and then Mercedes. So yeah, don't have any of those at this point. What else? Civics, Corvettes, or Camaros. We can do a Corvette. Let's do a Corvette. Oh, see, I'm bumping here. It's very tight fit here, so I'm gonna move this back. I'm gonna actually move this out of the way. And let's push this forward and let's get out Corvette. Camaro Corvette. All right. So there we go. So this is my step-side collection that ends, and there's the Chevys right here, Corvette. So I don't have, there's some classic Corvettes, but I've collected for the most part, not all of them, but this is the, what is it, ZR1? Yeah, 2008 ZR1 Chevy Corvette. So really nice casting. It's got the plastic top, metal base. They kind of did that carbon fiber pattern in the plastic top. So it's a good looking car, good silhouette. Usually detailed well. And so yeah, I think that's the first release if I remember correctly. And then second, all pretty much the same. This one was more of a premium. This was super fast, I think. So you can see that it's got some side detail on it. But there's not much difference between these. From a basic to a premium, because they were doing a ton of realistic stuff. Then blue again, but a different shade. Then they ran with the police version. I think this was a 5-pack model. And then this is a different color. Someone's asking about Hot Wheels. I'm not doing Hot Wheels today, but I'll do it a different time. We did it last time. I did one of these. This one's a rare one. This was from an event called Die-Cast Blast 2009. I think it only happened once, and Matchbox did a model for them, an exclusive for them, and so yeah, for the first Die-Cast Blast, and it ended up being the only one. No, there was 2. I think there was one where they did a motorhome or something like that, but I don't have that one. But this one was an exclusive, but it's an official Matchbox release, this Die-Cast Blast ZR1 Corvette. And then we had a couple other colors. So we'll keep it at that. And then push this forward. Let's see. And then here are the more recent releases. So yellow, then this great one in black. Check out the wheels on that. Check out this cool side stripe. It's got the stripe on the back too. I thought they did a really cool job on this one. That might have been a 5-pack version. And then they did the newer Corvette, which was the Stingray, I believe, but it's a police version of the Stingray. Yeah, 2015 Corvette Stingray. So, but it has the light on it. So this one was like supposed to be like based on Dubai, and then this one, and then they finally, for opening parts, right there, have done. They did a more they took away the police bar and made it just a standard Corvette Stingray, which is cool. So that's that one. Then Camaros, the 69 Camaro, the Matchbox 69 Camaro casting is tremendous. It's so nice. Started in super fast. It was going to be in some other premium lines that got canceled, but it started in super fast, and there's actually 2 different versions. So if you look at it, they look pretty much, I don't think there's any difference from a side view, but from the front view, you can see there are some that have the, we call this the closed headlight, but I don't know if that's actually correct. Closed headlight and open headlight of the 69 Camaro. Other than that, I think the casting's the same. Those wheels are awful. Aren't they ugly? So castings were really cool, but the wheels were awful. So that closed headlight, I don't think we've seen much since. In fact, I think everything else is always the open. So they must have lost the tool, with one exception. This was a pack back in 2005 called Burger Zone, and it had 2 muscle cars, a VW van, maybe a Beetle, and it was supposed to be like cars at an old time like drive-in restaurant, like burger joint. And so it's supposed to be kind of nostalgic, but check out this Camaro. Wheels look good, actually, I think. And black with red stripes. And they had this one with the open headlights, so you can see it's there in the light, right? And then they had one that was a little bit more rare, but it was the same casting, but it was the closed headlight casting. And it was really hard to look at it and figure out which it was, because you're trying to look at the front through the packaging at the 5-pack to try and find it. I was able to find both. Hideaway headlights, Shane's calling them. That's probably closed or hideaway, whatever. But yeah, that's what we always called it, was the closed headlight, whether we were correct or not. That's how I always referred to it. But this one was a little more rare, and I've always kept it. I don't keep a lot of variations anymore, but I've always liked this one, so I've always kept both versions of it. And then, yeah, it's like, I think these are all the releases, and it was always in premium. So Superfast had kind of the classic Matchbox wheels on it. And they were always done really clean. And I thought these were better. I mean, Hot Wheels are famous for their Camaros, but I thought Matchbox's 69 Camaro was even better. I mean, these are just, like, I like the wheels are kind of thin. Then they did this one, which was like looks like almost like a cloth top. Camaro. This one almost looks like an homage to the Super Treasure, or to the Treasure Hunt, the 95 Treasure Hunt, although it was a little more orange, right? The Hot Wheels version. And then the last version of that, well, no, there was 2 more versions. We had the 5-pack, and there was a wheel variation, which I kept because I liked it with the disc wheels on it. So they did that, and then I think the last one was a 10-pack exclusive right there. Yeah, with the 60th anniversary on it. Another casting I would love to see return anywhere, just basic range, 5-pack, I don't know. It's a great casting. So, anyway. Dave's got the disc wheel variation too. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see. Holden Ute, Ford Crown Vic, Land Cruisers, Volvo. Boy, you guys have some good requests here. Let's see. I'm going to try and put these back. Again, pushing the camera forward. What are we at? Oh, 34 minutes. We'll go about 5 more minutes. See how quick these always go? I'm always surprised. All right. Okay, let's do... We've done Volvos, right? I think we did Volvos. I feel like we just did a Volvo thing. So, Crown Vic. Yeah, the Crown Vic's right here, right? You guys are probably seeing it. I got lots of them. So, you guys like this one? Lamley's Leaks. That was fun when they did that. All right. Let's run through the Crown Vic, and then we'll save the Toyota. Well, boy, the Toyota Land Cruiser is a real good one. But let's save the Toyota Land Cruiser for another one. We'll do the Crown Vic, and then I'll do one other one after we're done here. And I'm going to walk through this fairly quickly. So just, you know, we've had recent, like this is just recent released. It's the opening parts, Texas, and it's actually, I don't even know how, if this one's even really out yet. AJ wants Volvo. Okay, oh, AJ, I'll maybe we'll look at Volvo, but maybe not. But I see your guys' comments. So this one was released fairly recently. I think it's going to be in stores a little bit later, right? So with the back opening doors, and we had the Boone County, the NYPD, which is really hard to find. So they've done these recent opening parts, and then it's been a taxi up. But as you can see, I have not saved any of the taxi Crown Vics. I've only collected the police Crown Vic. So, and then let's see. I'm curious who you are that you have all this access and rare gifts. I've been a collector for a long time, and I've gotten to know people at Mattel over time, and sometimes they say, hey, thanks for all you do, here's something. So that's kind of how it happens. But I've known them for years and years and years. And there's a whole lot of other things that are out there that I don't have. So, but occasionally they give me a little gift, which is kind of nice. All right, so the Crown Vic police car has actually gone through a couple of iterations. You can see, like, if you look at, this is one of the first ones released, you can see the light bar. And actually, this light bar is backwards. It's supposed to be like, this is supposed to be like the loudspeaker there, right there. And it's backwards, so it's not supposed to be pointing that way. And then it's changed over time. So the most recent release has this light bar on it. So that's part of the window piece, so they can actually produce it. So this is actually from a Superman 5-pack. So I think that, you know, this was the first release right here. And then the Superman 5-pack actually just came out slightly before the mainline release did. So there's that. So that, yeah, so Superman, I think, ended up being the first release of the Crown Vic. It's a great casting, super detailed. This was the mainline in the California Highway Patrol. You notice, see, they were still, the light bar is correct there. This was a convention exclusive, so they did Highway Patrol again, but you can see Matchbox Collector Shows 2006. I don't think this one's terribly expensive. I think if you want that one, you can find it. Super fast, so it has the super fast wheels on it. Then I think this is the El Segundo. No, State Police. This one was generic. Two colors of that one, white and black. Here's the El Segundo Police. You know, in El Segundo, that's where Mattel is based, is in El Segundo, so they wanted to do that one. So it's based on that car, and then Fire, I think it's generic Fire. Don't know if that, yeah, Matchbox County, so that one's generic. This is proper Highway Patrol, I believe. Just the white front white door. Yeah, I really like collecting police cars. I don't collect all of them, but I sure, you know, those that I do decide, I really dig them. Fire. But it's just a great Matchbox casting. Just one that you could just, I don't know, there's just something about it. And then this was the Kuteni? I don't know. I can't read it. But I think it's licensed. So I don't think that one's licensed. No, maybe it is. Ricacho River Valley? Maybe it is. So, and then, yeah, the NYPD, which has been tough. This is the FEP. I've never gotten the actual one. This is the FEP that Matchbox sent me to preview at the time. And so I've just kept that one because I haven't been able to get the actual one. It's a tough one to find. So that's Crown Vic. All right. we'll do one more and then we'll call it a day. We'll do one that's maybe not as doesn't take as long. So let's see. Land Cruiser, okay, AJ, no Volvo today. Let's do the Holden Ute. All right, let's find it. Jag Ford, where is it? Oh, you know what? It's right here. I got out my Hondas when I was doing the Honda Prelude, because Ryo Asada designed a lot of Hondas for Matchbox. Like he did this Type R for Matchbox. And then here's the Holden Ute, which is a unique car. Those of you, any of you in or from Australia, know that the Holden Ute is just a superstar car in Australia. And Matchbox, this was a request actually. Collectors in Australia just were clamoring for years for Matchbox to do the Holden Ute. And they kept saying, maybe, maybe. Then they finally just did it. And they did it purely at the request of collectors, and they did a great job on it. It's a really, really cool car, and it looks great in this color with those wheels. It just sits nice and low. It's fast. This is the SSV, so it's like the performance version of the Holden Ute, and they did a really nice job. So that was the first issue in green, I think around 2008, 2009, maybe 2010. Then I think this was a 5-pack version in purple, which I really dig. I don't have all of them because then they did one that was like in a goofy deco and I just didn't keep it. Then we had this red one. I think this was a mainline release. This is a car worth collecting. Like, go find it on YouTube. This was a mainline release too. I love the color on that one. Did I say go find it on YouTube? I meant go find it on eBay. Buy a couple because they're cool. And then they came back years and years and they didn't do it. And they finally brought the green version back, but they put different wheels on it. So you can see the shade of green's a little different, and then the wheels are a little different. So Dave says the Ute introduced him to Australian car culture, and he loves it. Yeah, isn't it true? Australians are passionate car folk. They're into a lot of stuff that Americans are too, but they really they love Japanese cars. And yeah, this is a great car, the Holden Ute. Too bad it's not. I don't think they make them anymore, right? But this Matchbox version's awesome. I love this purple with the dark wheels. It's a little different than the original purple you can see. So really cool bright colors on this one. And I think they modified the casting too. They did. Yeah, see, they had to modify it a little bit too, I think for safety reasons. So that's the Holden Ute. All right, guys. That's 43, almost 45 minutes. I think that is a nice long feed. But you can see how, I mean, we could be doing this for hours. So if your model, and I'm sure it didn't, the one that you wanted to see didn't get shown, that's okay, because we can do these. These are easy for me to do. So yeah, someone's saying Porsche. We can do, there's a bunch of Porsches here over, like if you go to this side, so Porsches right over here. There's your Land Cruisers. See them right over there. Volkswagens. There's the Volvos. You can't really see them, but the Volvos are right in the far corner. Do I have any Matchbox Emergency? Yes, I do. I don't know if they're here. They might be in storage, but I have a lot of different stuff. And then look, guys, if we wanted to go for another video even lower, that's Auto World right there. All of that stuff down here is Auto World. So we can have some fun. You can do Tomica Limited Vintage too, although that would be hard. But yeah, we'll do another Matchbox one. Of course, we can do the Hot Wheels ones up that way too. So, all right, guys. Yeah, Mitsubishi. I'm seeing all you guys with all kinds of requests. Save them, and I'll do more of these. I mean, there's so many cool cars to show. Obviously, I just have a small fraction of what's out there, but I'm happy to show you what I've got. And sometimes you'll see a model that you didn't even know existed, and it might be worth going and grabbing. And they're not even, you know, my collection here is not based on rarity. It's based solely on what I like. And so some of these cars you could go buy on eBay for $1 or $2, which is awesome, right? So it's not about getting something that's rare. It's about what's cool. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. This was fun to do. I always enjoy it. It's always nice to chat with you guys. Think through those requests. We got more coming.